Howdy, YouTube folks. It's your friendly Ellen, aka Ellen's Life. I was going to upload another video tonight, but I decided I would do this one instead because I've been trying to really liquidate stuff, but I still collect certain things and just keep the niche of what I collect. And this is a General Electric, let's see if you can see that, iron. And I believe it also says, yep, General Electric hot, something on there. But anyways, it's one I don't have in my collection, and I believe it to be 1920s or 30s, possibly 40s, but it has that Bakelite switch. And I only paid $5 for this, and as I was grabbing it, because the guy had a whole table full of stuff in his advertisement on Marketplace, where I found this, the local marketplace. Sorry about my hand. Lo and behold, he threw this in, which I am very happy about. And those are the cords to it. But I'm especially very happy for this, not only because this is Sony, that's part of it, but also because I had one of this type of machine, when I was younger, and it got busted, and I kind of wished I hadn't, because I had an uncle on my dad's side who I was going to give that machine to, because I just didn't have the time to work on it. But part of me didn't really want to get rid of that machine, even though I didn't have the time, because the time or the funding to fix it, I should say, at the time. And I didn't want to get rid of that machine because I had always wanted one of those, but it really made me upset when I broke it, because I would have at least liked to seen it go to my uncle. It was a wood cased instead of this material, and I accidentally dropped it, and the wood case busted, and some of the internals busted. But I have finally since found one again, and ta-da! A tape recorder. I have always wanted one of these old reel-to-reel tape recorders forever, since the one I had that I knew I wasn't really at the time able to keep, and I wanted my uncle to have it, because the one I had back then that was wood cased I had gotten for free, and I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna fix it, but I didn't have the money. And I said, well, I know my uncle on my dad's side, who lives in a neighboring city, would really appreciate this because of how he's good at fixing that stuff, and I knew he could have easily fixed it. But when I dropped it, and then the case accidentally broken, because the case needed some work on the wood, and it shattered some of the internals, I knew it was not going to really be fully worth redoing because of what had happened, and I felt so bad, and I didn't want to give him something that was all shattered up like that in hopes that he could repair it, and knowing that it would be expensive to repair, since my full self accidentally dropped it on the ground. And yeah, but like I was saying, I never really intended to get rid of that one, but it's just we were moving, I didn't have the space, time, or income to get it, to work on it. And I was still I think I was still kind of in high school, and it was a day off. But yes, again, peering at this, I was so happy when the guy threw this in, because I thought at first this was, because the guy said if you want to look, and you can throw maybe something else in, or other items and you might want. And I saw this, I thought, well, maybe it's just one of those old Honeywell heaters, but then I saw Sony on it, and he's like, yeah, that's an old tape recorder, I believe. We've never tested it and plugged it in. I was just so thrilled when I saw it. I took one peek under the lid, but me and you both, it's our first time officially getting a good gander at it, and I am just so thrilled and over to the moon. I am so glad I found one of these. This knob looks like it had some cracking on it, so I may have to glue this knob and fix this, but other than that, just going through it and giving it a basic service. And because it's a Sony, if you know about working on vintage appliances, as I do, you'll probably know that most of the name brand ones are can be slightly, depending on the models, I believe can be slightly easier to work on, because I'm sure there's some that parts are starting to get a little more scarce of certain appliances, but easier to work on because they made like thousands of these, and a lot of people bought this brand because, you know, it's a very popular brand back in the day. So I feel that it shouldn't be too hard to locate parts for this, for anything I may need as I go through diagnosing it. And do look for a video on this one, I think, or at least I'll try, because I think this is something I really wouldn't mind doing a video on. I don't have any reels for it, but I believe if you look at secondhand, like electronic shops and places like that, sometimes you can stumble across never used reels. And so that's what I'm going to try to do, is locate a place that might have those, so I can try to see if I can make it record something, whatever it may be that it would record after going through it and making it work again, hoping I can find parts for it. I'm pretty confident, like I said, being the brand, for most of you who know this stuff, usually know that if it's like a famous brand like Sony, you're going to have a better chance of finding parts for it than you are for, like, say, a stereophonic or audiophonic. I forget how they, I think it's audiophonic or something like that. You know, that was more of like the Pioneers and stuff like that, that were more, I shouldn't say not a known brand, but just more like, I think they were slightly better quality, and they costed a little bit more. So stuff like this Sony that was known and still decent quality, but maybe not as you know, as of quality of, say, like a Pioneer or the old school Olympic products, was slightly cheaper in price when you bought it, so they sold more of these. But anyways, do possibly look for videos on this. I think we may be doing a repair diagnosis on this one, and I may do a repair diagnosis on my steam irons, including this one as well, because I have it, and I will be trying to see if it'll work again. But definitely this. So I think that's where I'm going to leave this video, YouTube folks. I was super thrilled when the guy said, I'll even throw this in. So for $5, these two items, you just can't go wrong. As always, YouTube folks, have an excellent time, whatever it is, wherever you are. Keep your heads up, stay strong, all that kind of jazz, as I always say in my videos, because I just like saying it like that. I think it's so cool. If you wouldn't mind, which I do every once in a while, and you know that, but I try not to do it every video as of lately, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and if you wouldn't especially mind hitting that notification bell, would be greatly appreciated. Full notification, half notification, but if you don't want to hit it at all, or you just want no notification, that's fine too. And as I always say, if you don't want to like, comment, or subscribe, I am totally fine with that. No pressure. This is pressure-free zone. I love all of y'all. And as always, sunshine, unicorns, and rainbows. And look for this video when it's posted. And I will see you in the next one.